My name is Wendy Baird. 2 years ago, I spoke to our Board of Education for the very first time. My student and hundreds like him were struggling with the virtual experience offered by our district, and I genuinely thought if our district leaders understood what it actually looked like for our youngest learners and their teachers, they would do all they could to improve it. The board didn't want to hear from me though. Finding out how to even request to speak was hidden in board policy documents. And when I did request, per board policy, our superintendent and board president approved me, but decided to only allow me in closed or private session. No one else heard my remarks. I now believe that was by design. 2 months later, I was at the meeting when Van Horn High School's Black Student Union was also placed in closed session. When I questioned ISD leadership for the reasons why at least 2 individuals or groups in nearly as many months were not allowed to speak publicly, I was told that for me, the district was afraid I would commit libel. But libel is lying. My truth, my family's truth, my kids' truth cannot be libel. You can read my remarks from that night on my Facebook page, Independence, Missouri Education News and Information, which I created to bring attention to what was happening in our school district. As 6 of the 7 of you heard that night, none of my remarks were libelous. I would love to know why I was placed in closed session that night, and if any of you questioned why. I requested the minutes from that portion of the meeting, just my remarks and the resulting discussion, but I was told it could not be shared. So despite it not being one of the allowable topics for closed session, personnel, legal, or private student matters, those records will remain closed forever because our superintendent and board president declared that they should be. Our district's reasoning of libel made me question how many other speakers have been erroneously placed in closed session. How many other hard truths has the district been able to brush away and hide in closed session? How many people like me, begging our board for help, never received any because no one even knew we asked? If you look through past meeting minutes, you will see public speakers start to appear in May 2021, which is just after I started asking questions. I do not believe that is a coincidence. Tonight, our board will have discussions on requiring legal counsel be present for the closed session portion of meetings. After my own experience, I believe it is sorely needed. If our board leadership cannot distinguish between what is appropriate for closed or open session under Missouri state law, then yes, you do need legal guidance. Our leaders will likely argue about the cost of having legal presence at every meeting. To that, I say, expenses to pay fines from our Attorney General's office or to settle lawsuits will cost taxpayers far more in the long run. You are volunteers. You are not expected to know everything. So lean on legal guidance until you are sure your decisions reflect state law. Tonight, you will also discuss the release of agendas. Currently, board policy states agendas do not need to be posted before members of the public are required to submit our request to speak. Requests that must address an agenda item, which means the board can shut down public comments anytime they wish by releasing an agenda late or, as has happened, releasing misleading notices like approval of challenge materials committee recommendations in lieu of the much more factual approval to remove the book Cats vs. Robots from elementary libraries due to mention of a non-binary character. In addition, you will also discuss public notices for board meetings. Notices that are quietly posted to the website, like this year's board retreat, despite happening days after the regular meeting when it could have been mentioned, or sometimes like past board retreats, not at all. Yes, it follows state law now, and I'm glad they are being posted, but that's the bare minimum. Why wouldn't you want to fully engage families in our district? We cannot participate in meetings we don't know about. All 3 of these items relate back to accessibility, accountability, and transparency. Values so many of us have been pushing for the past 2 years, with far too little progress. I urge you to reflect, engage, improve. We can be better. I truly believe many of you on this dais want to be better. I've heard some of you are tired of feeling like punching bags, tired of feeling like you cannot stand up, tired of feeling like you cannot make change. Please have courage.
30 seconds.
I beg you, stand up for what's right or step down. Thank you.